monthly calendar is all about the big picture. We want to set reminders and create plans to perform at our best for all of our academic deadlines. In our cases, papers and exams. Down here you'll find our PDF version. We'll let it open up. These are the instructions on how to create. Again, this should be familiar to you. We already talked about the 4 benefits. Stress reduction, life balance, increased productivity, goals are met. The rationale for time management is a given. It's a no-brainer. We all know that it's only going to have positive upside. So let's get right into the details. Major over the long haul, we want to break things down. So we're going to have exams that are 4 chapters. We don't want to study 4 chapters at once. We want to break that down into different study sessions so that we can do 1 chapter at a time and really commit to it and focus on 1 at a time. Again, the same with writing, and we'll have a look at examples of these. These instructions here, we're not going to do this in a separate video for the weekly schedules. The monthly schedules, dates for assignments and exams, and then a reminder 3 weeks in advance. We may not start 3 weeks in advance, but we want a reminder to say, hey, it's time to start preparing. So let's have a look. We have the form for you. We have either a blank one that you can write the dates in yourself, or we actually have the full monthly calendar down here. You can actually download this one, either write on it or print it off. Step number 1, marking all your deadlines. Straightforward. Exam deadlines, lab deadlines, assignments, final exams. We'll put all of those on. Include percentage values. This is something that's not so common. Do that. It just helps with better decision making at that time. Personal activities are allowed as well. Put on anything that happens monthly, not weekly. Lots of examples there. Write in the start dates. So this is our 3 weeks. Go back 3 weeks. Here we even encourage you, be generous. Give yourself plenty of time. Step number 5, plan. Break things down and make a plan. An example for preparing the English paper could be topic selection one day, library research another day, draft the paper another day. So these here will be all separate tasks. If you're preparing for those 10 for a midterm that has 6 chapters that need to be covered or 10 lectures, break down each session into reviewing 2 lectures in 1 session. So if you give yourself 3 weeks, you just need to find 5 sessions over those times, 5 days, where you have a couple of hours to review each of your sessions or each of those parts. Number 6, we work backwards to do it, and we'll have a look at that. Backward design means we start at the end and then we go back to the start, so figure out how much time we need. We'll have a look at it in a minute. Here's the English paper. English paper is due, so backwards planning means we have the start time already, but we can actually figure out our start time by using backwards planning. We have English paper. Last step in our English paper was revisions. Then before I can do any revisions or referencing, I need to draft it. Before I can do any other drafting and revisions, I have to actually write it. Before I can write it, I need to do some research and maybe some outlining. And before I can do any sort of research, reading, and outlining, I need to have a topic. So that there is an example of backwards planning. If we work backwards, let's have a look at it for an example of the psych midterm. Say there's 4 chapters. That means on this day here, the 19th, I'm going to do chapter number 4. Here, with Tuesday is a good day for me, I'm going to do chapter number 3 review. Here I'm going to do chapter number 2, and here I'm going to do chapter number 1. So I've got start up here, but I can put those. That backwards planning allows me to find out which is the best day, but also make sure that I have enough time to start it. Now you can do this for yourself. Gather up the course outlines. You'll need your course syllabus in the outlines. Get the scheduling and follow these steps. These steps can always be found in the eClass module. I want to give you a couple of examples that I have from other students. Here's an example. I'll drag over here. This student has put their lab assignments on here, due at 2 p.m. Due at 2 p.m. They've even color-coded biology, seems to be blue here. The midterm, here's a good example. Let's have a look at biology midterm, chem midterm, 2 in 1 day. If we didn't have this, we might not even recognize when we look at syllabuses individually, we might not even notice that we had 2 on the same day. So this here student has, let's see if we can find their start date. Start studying for Biology 108 midterm. So here they've got a lot of their start time, all their start times are in yellow. So they've got start studying for bio and then start studying for chem. They must have made a judgment call here saying that, you know what, chem is maybe a little bit easier for me than bio. I have to start bio much earlier. So here they've set their reminders. Doesn't look like there's too much of a plan in here. Could be do with a little bit better to break this midterm, these 2 midterms down. At least they've got a reminder to say, hey, start studying. Here it even has, oh, here's a good example. They haven't been specific. You can be specific and say chapter 1, chapter 2. Here the students say continue studying for Chem 261, which is great. So this one here is a day for them to do some of their studying. It's not specific, but at least they know on this day I'm going to do some of my preparation for that. This is a good example. Do I have another one? Let's have a look at an example. This one here, sister's birthday, so we've put in some personal stuff. They've got assignments that are due on Sundays, and they've just told themselves that's the deadline. This is only for the month of October, so we don't know what they put in. Maybe the start times are on in September. They might have gone back a little bit. We can see that there's review for this course. I'm not sure what LAST is. Here they've actually gotten a good practice. Here they've been quite specific, and they've been able to say chapter number 5, chapters 1 through 4, review chapter 4 and 5 for anthro. And again, review chapter 6 for anthro. So this is a pretty clear plan. They know on Tuesday I'm going to be doing my test preparation. And they're being specific. This day is for 4 and 5. This day is for chapter number 6 specifically. So there's not a bad plan. Let's have a look, see if I can bring another one in here. Assignments due, sociology midterm. Here this one's quite busy, so it could be a little hard, but this would feel pretty good once we cross things off. Here they've got an assignment for Chinese. They've got a linguistics quiz, so they've got some 2% quizzes on here. If an assignment repeats, here this assignment repeats weekly, so this could be something that could actually be put on a weekly calendar. It might not have to busy up our monthly calendar, so clear it out, create a little bit of space, and because this is happening weekly, we'd put this on our weekly calendar. We've got a test, 10% test. We've got a linguistics midterm. I'm guessing that hopefully they put their planning beforehand. We don't see much planning in here. We've got weekly assignments on the Sunday. We've got some reminder, hey, do some of my weekly assignments. Here's the midterm. Here's another midterm. Do we have, oh, here's a good starting. So that's why color can help, but at least if we're checking this and seeing this every day, this is keeping in mind, hey, this isn't so far away. So it gives me that one reminder. If you have this on electronic version, so if you're using your Google Calendar, if this was plugged into your Google Calendar, it's very simple that you'd actually get a reminder on your phone saying, hey, start studying for your ASL midterm. Then we need to still have a little bit of a plan in here. There doesn't seem to be too much of a plan. Here is start preparing for China presentation. So the presentation has a plan, but the midterm didn't have much of a plan. So make sure we include a few steps. What's on this midterm? Is it 4 chapters? Is it 6 lectures? What's going to be on this? What do I need to cover? And when is the best day for me to do it? So we've got the start times, but not so much planning. So don't forget to do the planning part. That's all for this part. Go and check out the weekly video, the weekly schedule video, and see you next time.